welcome. You're watching the NewsTrack. I'm Rahul. The villain of Sandeshkhali has been arrested. But why is Sheikh Shahjahan getting royal treatment in custody? Politics continues in Sandeshkhali and in West Bengal, and that's my top focus on the NewsTrack.
"55 days on the run." Sheikh Shahjahan finally arrested. Sandeshkhali strongman brazens it out. TMC pats its own back. BJP calls arrest an eyewash. Sandeshkhali showdown escalates.
We have a power-packed show lined up tonight. Let's dive straight into it. Here are the headlines I'm tracking this evening. BJP's central panel meets in New Delhi to finalize candidates for the Lok Sabha seats. Prime Minister Modi chairs the meeting. First list of contenders expected to be finalized in this crucial meeting. Suspense over Rahul Gandhi's Lok Sabha seat. The Congress MP may consider leaving Wayanad, sources tell India Today. Rahul and his team are looking at fighting for a seat in Telangana. Sukhu government in Himachal Pradesh survives. Congress manages to quell dissent. 6 rebels who cross-voted for the BJP are disqualified. India reasserts itself as the fastest growing economy in the world. GDP grows by a whopping 8.4% in the October-December quarter, surpasses expectations. Top celebrities and tycoons arrive for the pre-wedding festivities of Anand Ambani and Radhika Merchant. Rihanna and Mark Zuckerberg touch down in Jamnagar. After being on the run for 55 days, Sheikh Shahjahan has finally been arrested. He was presented in a local court today and his body language revealed the reality. Walking tall, signalling to the cameras, the TMC strongman appeared unbothered despite being in custody. Many are questioning the timing of the arrest as it comes just a day before Prime Minister Modi lands in West Bengal.
Walking confidently into the courtroom, Sheikh Shahjahan finally apprehended. The strongman of Sandeshkhali apprehended from his hideout in North 24 Parganas. At the heart of large-scale protest and a political standoff between the ruling TMC and the opposition BJP in West Bengal, Sheikh Shahjahan has been evading capture since January 5th. When his supporters assaulted ED investigators during a raid on his properties in Sandeshkhali. Linked to an alleged Russian scam, his demeanor upon arrest elicited strong political reactions. The BJP criticized his arrest a day before Prime Minister Narendra Modi's West Bengal visit as a mere facade.
ये लुका छुपी क्यों? रात में उसको अरेस्ट किया गया, उसी दिन अरेस्ट किया गया जिस दिन उनको ईडी का समन आया है, ईडी ने बुलाया है और रात में ही कोर्ट में कब पेश किया गया, बोला गया हमें तो कुछ पता ही नहीं चला, मीडिया को भी कुछ पता नहीं चला, आज सुबह से सबको पता चला। ये जो स्थिति बना के रखा हुआ है पूरी तरीके से लग रहा है कि ममता बनर्जी कोशिश कर रही है कि शेख शाहजहां का बाल भी बाका ना हो और छोटी छोटी धाराएं देकर जितना संभव हो लाइट, जिसे बोलते हैं लाइट सेक्शन लगाकर इसको निकाल के ला पाए।
The state government refuted the allegations, questioning why the ED hadn't acted sooner.
बंगाल पुलिस को वो एम्पावर्ड नहीं थे कि आप जाके अरेस्ट कीजिए। पूरी ईडी क्यों नहीं अरेस्ट की? सवाल तो अब हम लोग करेंगे कि ईडी ने क्यों नहीं अरेस्ट किया, आपके हाथ में था। अरेस्ट के बाद अगर आप सवाल करें कि आप 3 दिन में 2 दिन में कैसे पकड़ लिए, अब आप नहीं पकड़े तो भी आप सवाल करेंगे और पकड़ते हैं तो आप उनकी कॉन्फिडेंस पे शक करते हैं।
The court remanded Sheikh Shahjahan to 10 days in police custody after opposition from the police regarding his bail, citing his admission of involvement in the assault on ED officials on January 5th. Women in Sandeshkhali rejoiced at Sheikh Shahjahan's arrest. TMC leader faces serious allegations of land grabbing and sexual exploitation in the village. Local women, however, expressed concerns of potential retaliation from Shahjahan and his supporters.
Sheikh Shahjahan arrest holo, apnara onek din
ওকে আমরা ফাঁসি চাই এখন ধরা পড়েছে এত আনন্দ করছি
আপনারা কি এখন খুশি আছেন আগে থেকে
খুশি বিশাল
আগে যে একটা ভয়ের পরিবেশ ছিল আপনারা ভয়তে ছিলেন আমরা দেখেছি
আমরা পাচ্ছি সেটা একটু আছে একজনও আছে একটু হলেও আমাদের ভয় আছে
সেই ভয়টা কি
ওদের গ্রেফতার করেছে ওকে ছেড়ে দিতে তো পারে
ওর ফাঁসি চাই
না কিন্তু এখন আগের থেকে অ্যারেস্ট হওয়ার আগের থেকে
সাহস পেয়েছি একটু সাহস পেয়েছি
For now, a moment of jubilation in the conflict-ridden village, spotlighted nationally due to the alleged transgressions of Sheikh Shahjahan. Bureau Report, India Today.
Sheikh Shahjahan may have finally been arrested, but the political war of words is escalating. The TMC has suspended Sheikh Shahjahan for 6 years, asking the Saffron Party to take action against its own tainted netas. But the BJP is calling the arrest an eyewash. Here's how the political fireworks are playing themselves out in the election battlefield of Bengal.
Cornered Mamata Banerjee government arresting Sandeshkhali strongman Sheikh Shahjahan. Accused of Russian scam, land loot, sexual harassment and assault on ED team. 55 days after he went missing after his supporters launched a murderous attack on ED team out to probe him. As his arrest was celebrated by local Sandeshkhali women, long subject to Shahjahan's atrocity. The BJP went into a massive offensive, terming the arrest an eyewash and bid to destroy evidence against the now axed TMC neta.
जितना टाइम तक सेंट्रल इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसी का पास ये छोटा दाऊद नहीं जा रहा है इतना टाइम तक जस्टिस मिलने वाला नहीं।
ये जो स्थिति बना के रखा हुआ है पूरी तरीके से लग रहा है कि ममता बनर्जी कोशिश कर रही है कि शेख शाहजहां का बाल भी बाका ना हो और छोटी छोटी धाराएं देकर जितना संभव हो लाइट जिसे बोलते हैं लाइट सेक्शन लगाकर इसको निकाल के ला पाए।
The BJP has planned a massive offensive timed with Prime Minister Modi's arrival in Bengal on Friday, directly targeting Chief Minister Mamata for shielding the accused neta.
उतना बड़ा अत्याचारी बलात्कारी महिलाओं के साथ उत्पीड़न करने वाला उसको ममता बनर्जी बचा के रखे इसलिए कि वो मुसलमान था मुसलमानों का वोट इनको चाहिए ये देश का दुर्भाग्य है महिला के नाम पर कलंक है।
The TMC on its part hailed Mamata for upholding Raj Dharma and shifted blame to ED, asking why it failed to arrest Shahjahan. The TMC also challenged BJP to arrest its own tainted netas.
Mr. Modi, we dare you to suspend Narayan Rane. We dare you to suspend Himanta Biswa Sharma. And we dare you to suspend शुभेंदु अधिकारी।
अब तो सवाल ये खड़ा होता है कि जब ईडी की क्षमता थी ये अरेस्ट करने के लिए तो वो क्यों नहीं अरेस्ट की।
The explosive political face-off over Sandeshkhali's villain is only going to escalate ahead of the Lok Sabha polls. With Ritik Mondal, Suryagni and Shreya Chatterjee in Sandeshkhali and Indrajit Kundu in Kolkata. Bureau Report, India Today.
Has the BJP been able to score a big goal in the political battlefield of West Bengal? Is it advantage BJP with the TMC now finding itself boxed into a corner? One day ahead of the Prime Minister's visit to West Bengal. To talk about this, I'm joined on this broadcast by Sushmita Deb, member of the Rajya Sabha, spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress. With us also is Shehzad Poonawala, national spokesperson of the BJP. Manojit Mondal leans towards the TMC. Rajat Sethi is with us, and Jayanto Ghoshal, well-known senior journalist from West Bengal. I want to go across to Sushmita Deb first. 55 days after these allegations were levelled, the Trinamool government finally forced to nab Sheikh Shahjahan. Would you concede that this is advantage BJP just before the Lok Sabha elections? This whole issue, the narrative that's been built, pushes the Trinamool government on the back foot, where they're now having to defend, to justify, whereas it's the BJP that's coming all guns blazing. Sushmita Dev.
I mean, I think in a certain way you've hit the nail on the head. The entire politicization of Sandeshkhali is owed to the fact that we are barely a month or 2 months away from the Lok Sabha election. And if you're talking about advantage BJP, I think they have no choice but to keep this issue going till Prime Minister Modi visits Bengal. And it's just a hyperbole. The fact is Shahjahan Sheikh has been arrested, and you realize that it has been proved beyond doubt that there was some anomaly in the High Court judgment, which the Honorable High Court clarified. And Mamata Banerjee, right from day one, had assured the nation and Bengal that she'll take the appropriate action, and the Bengal police has done the same.
No, but this happens one day before the Prime Minister gets there, Sushmita ji, raising questions about whether Sheikh Shahjahan was actually in the custody of the Trinamool government without him being shown as being arrested. So you basically had him with your local cops in a hideout, didn't show him being arrested, which is the charge the BJP is levelling. And given the fact that's happened one day before the Prime Minister's arrest, it makes people wonder whether there's some truth to that charge.
That is verbatim what the BJP is saying, the question you asked me. That's BJP's narrative. Obviously, they have to say something. After all, they're Lord and Masters coming to Bengal. It's very simple. Shahjahan Sheikh has been arrested. That was the commitment of the Bengal police. They've delivered on it. If he had been arrested one day after Prime Minister Modi had come and gone, then the question would have been, how come it happened within 24 hours of Prime Minister Modi's speech? So when you make up your mind that no matter what Mamata Di does, you're going to criticize her because you can't beat her in an election, those are the kind of narratives that comes out. You know, Rahul, I just want to point out that at no given point of time has the Chief Minister protected the people, the perpetrators of crime. 20 arrests have been made, several FIRs have been lodged, and let me remind the nation that whereas ED is only looking into money laundering, the predicate offence, which is the main offence, is an FIR lodged by Bengal police in 2021, which is the PDS scam. So one very important question is, why has the ED failed to transfer the investigations to CBI? Why did the ED take the arrest of Shahjahan Sheikh so lightly? Nobody's asking that question, because both are investigating it. Bengal police has done their job. And I wish that this whole issue of the High Court order saying we are staying investigation had been brought up before and clarified before. I'm sure that it would have been a faster action in case of Sandeshkhali.
Also, look at the charges that have been leveled. Questions being asked about, the lack of severity in the charges, that they seem to be relatively minor offences. There are charges of punishment for writing armed with deadly weapons, unlawful assembly, criminal force to deter public servants from discharge of their duty, mischief causing damage to the amount of 50,000 rupees, punishment for a act causing voluntary hurt, punishment for criminal intimidation. The charge is that the kind of rape, murder charges that have been leveled against him, your FIR doesn't include those charges.
Okay, let me explain this. Please do not give the impression to your viewers that we're putting lighter sections when it comes to Shahjahan Sheikh. There are several FIRs pending against Shahjahan Sheikh. There are FIRs of sexual assault, there's FIR of land grabbing, and what you're reading out is the FIR on the basis of the attack on ED. Okay, so this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of what is the course of action, the legal process that's going to take place over the next few days against Shahjahan Sheikh. And you will be here, I will be here.
No, so let's take a look at these images.
When we debate again, you'll see the different sections.
Sushmita ji, I want viewers to take a look at the images on your screen right now. Look at the manner in which Sheikh Shahjahan is strutting. There he is. Just take it full screen, please. He's walking as if he's Shah Rukh Khan or Mark Zuckerberg, who's just landed in Jamnagar. The police escorting him. He's, signaling, waving to the crowd as if he's some big star. he gets in and the cops are actually giving a protect. He doesn't, in the manner in which your police force is treating him, it doesn't appear as if here is a main accused in a very serious case. He seems to be getting VVIP treatment from the police.
You see, that is a video of Shahjahan Sheikh being arrested, number one, and being taken to a police station. Now, Rahul, again, you're sounding like the BJP. As a national spokesperson of a party, do you want me to debate about the body language of an accused? Whether the police is walking behind him or in front of him? If you think he's being brazen, that's your opinion. But I don't think this is a matter of national debate. The man is in jail. He's been taken to custody, remand for 10 days. That's the thing you should be debating. Are you and I going to say, why is his chest out? Why is his arms up? And why is his finger up? I mean, I can't debate on that. Ask me a question on a substantive issue. I'll answer it sincerely.
Shehzad Poonawalla, you're hearing Sushmita Deb. She says, Sheikh and the Trinamool can't answer for how he struts and walks. That's his approach and attitude to getting arrested. The fact is he's in 10 days of custody. The fact is that he has been arrested and that the might of the West Bengal police is coming down on him, which is what Didi promised.
Rahul, just give me half the time that you've offered to Sushmita and let me make point-by-point rebuttals. She said that did we defend Shahjahan Sheikh? Madam Sushmita ji, yes you did. Mamata Banerjee got up in the assembly and said that all these victims, you victim shamed them and you said that they were agents of the BJP RSS. Your minister then went and said that this is a scripted drama. One of your spokespersons, Juhi Biswas, said that rape ka footage, can you believe this, Rahul? Rape ka footage dikhao. It was reiterated by Kunal Ghosh, their chief spokesperson. And apart from that, today this victory sign while he is being escorted into jail is only an indication that he knows that Sayya Bahe Kotwal to ab dar kahe ka, in the sense that he knows that Shahjahan is so important from a vote bank point of view that when women, particularly belonging to the Anusuchit Jati Janjati, are brutalized by him, and not for the first time, this is happening over a period of years. 43 FIRs are against him. The TMC, instead of arresting him, gets him state patronage. Today they have not arrested him, Rahul. They have shown him as arrest. He was in the patronage and protection of Mamata Banerjee government. Today he has been shown as arrest because in the last hearing in the High Court, madam, it was clarified that the ED CBI should go ahead and can arrest him. It was before that only the domain of the West Bengal police, because all the FIRs were registered by West Bengal police, and your police is so incompetent that they find him 35 kilometers from Kolkata but were not able to arrest him for the last 55 days. And Sushmita ji, forget everything else. You're a woman I respect because we both have come from Congress party. You went to TMC, I went to BJP. Madam, you have tweeted all and sundry about all these issues about women's rights and women's issues. Please tell me that when your official national spokesperson Juhi Biswas said, show me the rape footage, or Narayan Goswami said that these women are not Adivasi because of the color of their skin, can you tell me what action you have taken? And because Mr. Derek O'Brien said walk the talk, Akhil Giri made the most objectionable comments on Rashtrapati ji. What action did you take on Akhil Giri? He's still a minister in the Mamata Banerjee
No, but that's only one part of the question. They're also asking why you haven't expelled or taken action against Narayan Rane, Himanta Biswa Sarma and Subhendu Adhikari, who at different points in time have had very serious allegations against them as well.
Absolutely. Very good question, Rahul. First of all, this comes in the category of whataboutery, and I'm sure that Sushmita has better tools in her arsenal than to resort to low-level whataboutery. But having said that, let me give you an example of West Bengal itself. Rahul, you know we had taken Mukul Roy. When Mukul Roy came to our party, even though he was vice president, the allegations were there, so the investigation of CBI continued. They used to say Mukul corrupt hai, bhag, Mukul bhag, and then they are the ones who have taken Mukul Roy again. My point is only this, that if the court of law has made comments on the state of affairs of West Bengal, why this person is not being arrested. Today also they said that the issues are very serious. And this is not the only thing. See the pattern, Rahul. You remember the post-poll violence case? A 64-year-old woman filed an affidavit in Supreme Court, I've been raped by TMC cadres. 17-year-old. What did Mamata Banerjee do? Stand with the victims? She had even derided the Nadia rape victim, saying that it's a love affair gone bad. Park Street rape victim. She had said that this woman was inviting the rape on herself. This is the level to which they have always fallen, and therefore they have no legitimate right to ask questions. They should tell us that why is it that the vote bank consideration is so important, that the plight of these SC/ST women was ignored.
Manojit Mandal, do you concede that this whole 55-day episode has pushed the BJP on the aggressive and put the TMC on the defensive, and in that sense has become one of the lightning rod issues of the West Bengal polls to the disadvantage of the Trinamool and Mamata Banerjee.
So I think the spokesperson from the party has quite clearly clarified that this has become a kind of poll issue for the BJP. They are not at all concerned with the quote-unquote crimes that has been reported there. They're not concerned about the quote-unquote harassment that has been reported there. They're only concerned with the poll that is going to happen. That's point number one. Point number two, I would like to add to what the spokesperson has already spoken about Shubhendu Adhikari's investigation. And forget about taking him into custody. एक बार तो बुला के उनको interrogate तो करो CBI के द्वारा. The moment he switched sides, he became completely washed of his crimes. Whereas this particular investigation was also ordered by the Supreme Court. This is also a court-monitored investigation. Again, come to the point. My friend was talking about post-poll violence. I want to know what has happened in that investigation for the last 2.5 years. In the last 2.5 years only, Rahul, if you look at the cases in Bengal, there have been at least 30 CBI, NIA, ED investigations. I want to know the results and how many people are arrested from TMC. So this was also a kind of directive. And look here, in a single incident, Mamata Banerjee government has arrested at least 20 people. Most of them are from TMCs. What does this suggest? It suggests that we are always following Raj Dharma. Whereas they reward people. You have a terrorist in the parliament who was charged by the court of law, Pragya Singh Thakur. She was charged by the court of law. She is yet to be discharged of a crime. You rewarded her because of the crime. You rewarded Shubhendu Adhikari because of the crime. You rewarded Rana and Rane. You rewarded Ajit Pawar, Sabse Corrupt Party, National Corrupt Party. Mr. Modi.
Okay, Jayanta Ghoshal. What's the thinking within the Trinamool? How much of a dampener to the TMC's poll preparations? Because remember, Mamata Banerjee was talking about 30 plus. She was speaking earlier about halving the BJP's tally in the Lok Sabha elections. How much of a dampener has this Sheikh Shahjahan episode been? How concerned internally, regardless of what they're saying on camera, how concerned deep within is Mamata Banerjee at this moment?
That is the most important futuristic aspect or question, Rahul, you raised. Number one, we have to admit one thing. The objective reality is that it is a very difficult, critical situation for Trinamool Congress. This is the first time in Mamata Banerjee's 10 years regime that this sort of allegation, especially when the slogan is Ma Mati Manush, so it's related to the woman issue, it's related to the Shahjahan, this mafia activities. So now, the first leg of the strategy, it was more offensive for TMC, but after some time, especially when Abhishek Banerjee intervened in this situation, and the modern approach is you have to repair the fault lines. It's not a prudent approach to be competitive. And, you know, there are a lot of legal issues, a lot of electoral issues. I'm not going into the details, but because TMC is saying that High Court, they have given a stay order, and afterwards when Abhishek Banerjee exposed that there is a stay order, that's why they cannot arrest. High Court changed the approach, and immediately the police has arrested. This is the official versions of the TMC. But what you want to know, internally the TMC's approach is better late than never. Mamata Banerjee's brand equity is there, and she is quite smart politician, not like the other politicians of this country. She knows that the situation it's advantage BJP, no doubt of it, because BJP is in opposition. This is anti-incumbency, is a law of nature. And this is after 10 years is nothing, unusual. And this Sandeshkhali should not be Nandigram of BJP. And that's why Mamata Banerjee yesterday mentioned this Nandigram coinage also. So,
Rajat Sethi, do you buy this, that Mamata Banerjee has understood the challenge Sandeshkhali could pose and therefore rushed in to nip this? That of course it's a problem, but she hopes that because he's been arrested, because action is being taken against him, by the time it actually comes to the polls, a lot of this anger would have calmed down and the damage would be in the past.
Well, for Mamata Banerjee, it is too little, too late. It also depends on BJP how aggressively they dig in on this issue and do not allow her to have a free pass on this. As the previous speaker was also mentioning, I think the conundrum before Mamata Banerjee has been this 34% Muslim vote base. So she always had to start with 34, not with 0. BJP on the other side has to start with 0 and go up on the narrative and build every narrative around the Bengal politics and take it up to a respectable number of 40-42% to actually defeat Mamata Banerjee. That is the challenge. So she doesn't want to annoy a largely easy vote bank of 34%. And all her strategy was focused that, he becomes a villain to an extent that her base doesn't get affected. He gets reprimanded or gets arrested in a way that the signaling to the minorities remains intact. That's how she's been trying to balance. She would have, she took 50 good days to actually do this exercise, which has built up a lot of anger in the state. And I'm sure that it would be, to some extent, BJP would want to utilize it. But keep this in mind that in these 50 days, Mamata Banerjee would have reached out to the top minority leaders just to ensure that, she has the buy-in from all of them as well.
So in the midst of all of this, I want to show our viewers this India Today open source investigation report, which has accessed satellite images which show conversion of a lot of agricultural land in Sandeshkhali. Large tracts of land converted into fish farms, including those allegedly captured by arrested Trinamool strongman Sheikh Shahjahan, which are visible from space. India Today's open source investigation team has this report.
From the heart of Sandeshkhali, locals voiced their concerns over the alleged land seizures orchestrated by Sheikh Shahjahan and his cohorts.
পেছনে এই জমিটা অনেকটা আপনার।
41 শতক জমি আমার। 41 শতক জমিতেই আমার গরমের ধানের চাষ করা ছিল এবং ধান পাকার মতো হয়ে গেছে। দাদারা এলেন আমাদের জোরপূর্বক সই করে নিয়ে পাকা ধানে মাটি জেসিবি দিয়ে তুলে নোনা জল ঢুকিয়ে দিল।
Now, turning our gaze towards the skies, we uncover evidence that supports their claims. Satellite imagery has brought to light a startling revelation. Hundreds of acres of farmland transformed into ponds in West Bengal's Sandeshkhali since 2013.
Central to the entire Sandeshkhali controversy are the allegations that Sheikh Shahjahan and his associates have been forcibly acquiring lands from local villagers. What you have on our screen is one of the such localities. We can see scattered ponds. This picture was taken in 2014. We can clearly see a large plot of agriculture plain land. Fast forward to 2023, we can see this entire locality surrounded with artificial ridges. These ridges have been carefully created to turn this entire piece of land into swan fish farms. The locals cannot use this piece of land for agriculture purposes. This pattern we have been witnessing in this entire locality and can be verified through satellite pictures.
India Today's open source intelligence team meticulously charted the lands. Once fertile fields where rice, the staple crop, flourished. These images unveil the extensive conversion of land into berries, the local term for ponds. Scattered throughout Sandeshkhali and beyond. Observe these satellite snapshots. A sizable pond in the Majherpara vicinity emerges between February and December of 2022. Take note of the proliferation of water bodies, expanding across the region over the span of a decade. The red hues denote previously cultivated crops, while shades of black and grey signify water.
এখানকার গ্রামবাসীদের থেকে কৃষকদের থেকে জমি কেড়ে নেওয়া হয়েছে লিজ দেওয়ার নাম করে টাকা দেওয়ার নাম করে ওনারা তো টাকা দেননি প্লাস হচ্ছে পাকা ধানের উপরে জল ঢেলে দিয়েছেন পুরো নোনা জল যেখানে কোনো চাষবাস আর হবে না
The riverside settlement lies 75 kilometers from Kolkata. A virtual journey via Google Earth lends credence to estimations suggesting the conversion of at least 1,000 acres. Ponds now speckle the landscape, hinting at the swift rise of fish and prawn farms in recent years, echoing the allegations leveled against Sheikh Shahjahan.
India Today open source intelligence investigations shows hundreds of acres of agricultural land converted in Sandeshkhali since 2013. Now, we also spoke to some of those whose land was allegedly grabbed. They say that they were forced to give their agri land away in return of 5,000 rupees per bigha every year. They were not even given that. They were only given saline water in return. With video journalist Alok Das from Sandeshkhali with Shubham Tiwari, this is Shreya Chatterjee for India Today.
Now here we have Manojit Mandal, an India Today investigation which frankly, we took a charge, we looked at satellite images, plotted it on the map of Sandeshkhali and found that indeed agricultural land has been converted into these fish farms, and with the help of local reportage were able to collaborate that a lot of these are said to belong to Sheikh Shahjahan. Now that's the kind of problem the Trinamool faces, that this is not a charge which is leveled just in thin air. There's a lot of substance on the ground to the charges that are being leveled against your leader.
I'll answer this question, but before that I want to reply to Mr. Rajat Shetty, who incidentally and quite ironically, he was, I think, advisor to the Manipur government. What you did in Manipur for the last 6 months, still people are looking for justice. And you were talking about 55 days. Mamtadi, the moment the arrest, the order was clarified, the moment the order was clarified means there was something wrong in the order. There was some anomaly. That's why High Court had to clarify, and the ADG Law and Order made it amply clear. Coming back to your question, these are low-lying areas, Rahul. First of all, in 2013, this man was not in Trinamool Congress. He was very much with the CPI. He switched side only after 2014. That's point number one. These are low-lying areas. There is also a theory, Rahul, that because of these lands are prone to flood and cyclone, seawater automatically gets into this land. And to convert this agricultural land into fishing ponds, which are known as very, and John Toda might get it translated for me, I do not have an appropriate equivalent for the very. You know that these are quite natural in those areas.
Okay, let Shehzad respond that yes, they are being used as fish farms, but okay.
One of your camera persons are from this particular region. Ask him. I'm not naming him. One of your camera persons who is staying in Kolkata for the last year, he's from this region. Ask him how it goes. Even if there are charges, those charges will be investigated into.
Okay, Shehzad Poonawalla, there can be an element to truth because, and you can see that there's so much very significant water bodies right next to the area, and given how rivers are in Bengal and in Bihar, a lot of water comes in, and therefore while satellite images show that they're now fish farms and they were agricultural land earlier, the Trinamool says let this fully be investigated. This is half clinching evidence, not completely clinching, but some of this could just be natural. Needn't have been a con job or a crime by Sheikh Shahjahan.
Now I understand why Shahjahan Sheikh was showing the victory sign. Imagine that he's been so apparently suspended, but even the supporters of the TMC are constrained to defend his actions on television by giving absolutely baseless arguments. By the way, the FIRs in this matter have been filed by the West Bengal police, apparently 43 of them at last count. So if all of this was explainable as the panelists has just explained, why are there 43 FIRs in which many of them he's absconding? The High Court has said that in many matters he was absconding. Why hasn't he been arrested in those matters? Forget the fresh ED matter when the attack on the ED took place. Forget that. Today tell me, just now Manojit said that we have not defended, we took action. Manojit Da, you said that you all have arrested 20 TMC leaders. So in that case, a leader of your party said that this was an RSS bunker and all of this was being done by RSS and BJP. Do you condemn that leader's statement? Now, the name of that leader is Mamta Banerjee. And secondly, today in the FIR that has been lodged and he has been arrested, finally, or shown as arrested, why is there no 354 and 376 in it? Why is there no 354 molestation and 376 rape?
Can I answer?
You have zero tolerance, right? You're not
Okay,
like the BJP.
Monojit Mandal, very quickly before I go back to
Tell
Jayanto.
us why there is no 354, 376.
You still did not answer my question about why you did not take any action in Manipur. One of your minister was saying that Manipur has become actually Kashmir or Gaza.
I'll
don't
answer
take any
that.
action against the Prime Minister. No, hang on, I'll answer. Nonetheless, I'm going to answer.
Rahul, give me 10 seconds, I'll address this. Rahul, give me 10 seconds to address this. If you can, give me 10 seconds.
No, one at a time. If both speak at the same time, then I have a problem. Let Monojit complete. I'll go back to Shehzad for a counter.
No, I tell you, Shahjad Bhai, on the basis of charges, the TMC, I'm not defending Shahjahan because he doesn't belong to the party anymore. I'm stating the fact. I'm defending the government and the action of the government, which you accuse every other day of manipulation. These are very normal for us. That you spread false rumor, malicious stories, you malign us, the Bengal government. Very normal for the last 5-6 years, ever since BJP rise in Bengal. That did not happen prior to 2016. The fact remains that you have 30 investigation of central agencies in the last 2.5 years.
Okay, Shehzad Poonawala.
30. In how many cases you have filed charge sheet against TMC leaders?
Shehzad.
Show me the example. You talk about post-poll violence.
It's ironic.
Answer the question.
Rahul. It's ironic. I'll just take 20 seconds, Monojit. I don't interrupt anybody. I'll take 20 seconds. I promise you that. Monojit said that he's defending the actions of his government. His government and his police has filed FIRs in land grabbing matters against Mr. Shahjahan Sheikh, on which no action was taken. So are you defending the mindset of Shahjahan, which is prevalent in the party still, or are you defending the actions of your own government and police, according to which you should have arrested this man long ago? And secondly, you spoke about Manipur. Let me explain to you. Although Manipur has happened before and it was between two communities, we condemned Manipur categorically, unlike you, who has defended Mr. Shahjahan for last 55 days, going to the extent of saying, give video evidence of rape. Juhi Biswas, the official spokesperson of TMC, has said this. Narayan Goswami said, Rahul, I believe you could check it out, that because these women are fair, they can't be Adivasi. Please tell me one statement made by any senior leadership of the BJP.
Before I conclude, Jayanto Ghoshal, do you think this issue kind of ends here? Because the BJP will ensure that it doesn't. The Prime Minister likely to highlight this issue tomorrow. The BJP will do in whatever way they can, make efforts to try and raise the temperature on Sheikh Shahjahan. But it's partly constrained by the fact that the man has actually been arrested and therefore is now in the custody of the police. So how much, an absconder on the run is more explosive politically than somebody who's been arrested. How do you see this play out from here till April, when the first phase of polling happens in West Bengal?
Exactly. That is the million-dollar question now, that what will be the exact consequence. Today there is a victory celebration in Sandeshkhali. The women, they are celebrating that it's a victory of the woman in the Sandeshkhali. But when the action has taken afterwards, the political implication before election, what will be? And Shahjad Poonawala mentioned it he's a very decent spokesperson. He does homework. The Muslim vote bank, if there is a 30% Muslim vote bank, and if they are more insecure after this Sandeshkhali incident, and that's why deliberately TMC, there is a delay tactics also on this arrest. And if it is en bloc consolidation and the CPM and the Indian Secular Front, if they cannot break the Muslim vote, then the consequence, in the 2019, it was a brand Modi Pulwama attack. 2021, we have seen what happened. So now in 2024, whether it's a Modi brand equity can be useful, or Sandeshkhali will consolidate the Muslim vote bank more, and the 30% vote bank plus, the other segments, that has to be seen.
No, so but remember, whenever there is a consolidation, whenever there is consolidation, there's always the prospects of a counter consolidation as well. So while the Muslim vote might consolidate, the BJP will hope, as a corollary to that the majority vote also consolidates in their favor. Whether or not that happens, we will wait and track very carefully. For the time being, for joining me on this discussion, thank you very much. Top celebrities and tycoons have started to arrive for the pre-wedding festivities of Anand Ambani and Radhika Merchant. Rihanna and Mark Zuckerberg touched down in Jamnagar. A full dress code complete with specific mood boards has been shared with all the guests. An evening in Everland, a walk on the wild side and Mela Rouge are some of the themes for the 3-day extravaganza.
The youngest Ambani scion is all set to tie the knot. No doubt then that India's wealthiest family is pulling out all stops for Anant Ambani and Radhika Merchant's grand wedding bash. The pre-wedding festivities will be kicking off on March 1st, spanning across 3 days in the sprawling Reliance Greens complex in Jamnagar, Gujarat, and they promise to be a one-of-a-kind celebration. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, superstars Shah Rukh and Salman Khan have already touched down. And in tune with the glitz, glamour and grand galas the Ambanis are well known for, what stands out this time are the personalized invites complete with mood boards for guests to choose their attire. Day 1 is called an evening in Everland, themed around the idea of an elegant cocktail night. The men are expected to be suited and booted in their best tuxedos, while the women will be donning glamorous gowns. Day 2 is called a walk on the wild side, a clear nod to Jamnagar's lush greenery. Guests will have to dress themselves around the jungle fever theme, which means breezy casuals and animal prints galore. Day 2's night, however, will be centered around Mela Rouge. Expect glitzy saris and lehengas, while the men will be donning band galas and sherwanis. The final day will be a celebration of India's heritage with the Hastakshar ceremony, and the dress code is none other than heritage outfits, a royal ode to India. The Jamnagar Ambani Jamboree will be one for the books, leaving no doubt that the Ambani scion and Radhika's wedding will trump all expectations. With Alicia Panwar, Bureau Report, India Today.
Rice has turned into a major bone of contention at the ongoing WTO Ministerial Conference in Abu Dhabi. In what could be a full-fledged trade war, India has objected to statements by Thailand about the export of subsidized rice by India. The Indian delegation, led by Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal, has also objected to the inclusion on investment in the WTO talks.
Even as India's farmers clamour for a legal guarantee for MSP, the issue of so-called subsidized rice procurement by India led to a flare-up at the WTO ministerial meet at Abu Dhabi. India took strong objection to comments by Thailand accusing India of using subsidized rice procured for various government schemes to capture the export market. Officials have countered, saying India procures only 40% of the harvest under various government schemes, with exports being sourced from the remaining quantity. The Thai allegations are being seen as a front for other countries, which have blocked a permanent solution to public stockholding for over a decade.
Decisions which have been taken more than 10 years ago and which were confirmed at the WTO ministerial in 2015, such as a permanent solution for public stockholding, in all fairness, should be finalized.
India remained the largest exporter of rice last year, despite several export restrictions and duties imposed over the past 18 months to keep domestic prices in check. India exported 16.5 million tons of rice, more than double of Thailand, its nearest competitor. With exports from India dipping due to the restrictions, Vietnam and Pakistan were able to capture a larger market in 2023. According to reports, India lodged a strong protest against the Thai delegation, with the minister taking up the matter with US and European representatives.
भारत तो वास्तव में कंसेंसस बिल्डर है, हम सहमति बनाने में अहम भूमिका निभा रहे हैं और कई देश अलग-अलग विषयों पे सहमति को तोड़ रहे हैं.
Meanwhile, India has also earned the wrath of other countries at the WTO ministerial talks when it joined South Africa in blocking an investment agreement hindering its adoption. India says investment has never been part of the WTO and should be discussed in relevant forums. This move, observers say, has the potential to impede hundreds of billions of dollars in investment. Bureau Report, India Today.
This is where I wrap up the NewsTrack tonight. For your time and your trust, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. Till then, from all of us here, goodbye, good night.